Oh my. We have just been hanging on until it's over. And that's true whether we're talking about last term or whether we're talking about the year or they're talking about the pandemic or talking about the political situation. We've just been hanging on. And now another year has started and another term has started. There's got to be a better option to begin somehow feeling fresh and without requiring any resolutions, please. Learning is all about looking back and experimenting forward. Looking back and evaluating, figuring out what happened and why, and then experimenting forward to see what happens if I do this differently. And the historic Christian practice called the examen, which is part of the backbone of Jesuit spirituality, is really based on that learning movement. In the historic practice, one asks, where did I experience the presence of God today? And where was I blocked from being my most faithful self? Where did, to use the traditional language, where did sin enter in? And then what might I try differently tomorrow? So obviously those questions are designed for an examen that happens at the end of the day or at the very beginning of a new day. But those same questions can be asked without necessarily implicating God. One can look back and ask, what went well in the last term? When was I most in touch with the spirit within me? Was I most in touch with the reasons that I'm doing a degree on top of everything else in my life right now? And savoring those things. I mean, not just asking that question in a perfunctory way, but actually savoring those and appreciating those memories. And then also looking back and saying, okay, and what do I wish had gone better? Which points, what knocked me out of being in touch with the spirit within me? And when I've identified those points, choosing one, maybe two of them, and asking, what might I try doing differently in this new term that's beginning, in this new year that's beginning, in this new political season? What might I try to do differently at those moments, which will occur again, when I could get knocked out of my best self? And finally to ask, and what of those things could I try today or tomorrow? And can I choose to learn, therefore, from what has been past? That's not just a hanging on to get through. That actually allows us to stand in our full stature as beloveds and allows us to act proactively from the strength that is within us. So I invite you to try it as we begin this term, this new year, in this admittedly difficult time.